I'm Vanessa from Wander Onwards, and today I'm here to help you save more money with these 4 simple financial habits to adopt all year round. If you're new to personal finance, it can be a little daunting about where you should start. How can you change things easily? What really makes an impact? So let me help you out. First, you want to start with a budget. A budget is life-changing. One of my personal favorite styles is the 50-20-30 method. So this is how you structure that budget. 50% goes to needs, aka things that you have to pay, like your rent, your utilities, your car bill. 20% should go to savings goals or paying down debt or maybe even investing. And that extra 30% goes to wants or the things that you enjoy. I think it's really important that we still enjoy our money even when we're paying down debt, even when we're budgeting in a really meaningful way, because life is short. Enjoy your money. Next, you want to build your emergency fund. Now, an emergency fund is a lump sum of money that is dedicated to absolute emergencies. So a flight on Spirit Airlines is not an emergency. So I would recommend that you actually put your emergency fund in a separate bank account, maybe even a separate bank. Anything that you need to do to prevent that temptation of dipping into your emergency fund for something that's less than an emergency, like a sale at Sephora. For me, I actually keep my emergency fund in a bank account that is quite difficult to access. They're not a very friendly online banking provider, but they do the job. I have a high interest rate in that bank account, so that bank is paying me money to keep that money in there. And I always have the peace of mind to know that that money is there if I have a personal emergency and need to pay for that emergency with cash instead of going into debt. Third, you want to focus on reducing or smashing your debt completely. I know it's really hard to think about debt because there's a lot of shame associated with that, but you're not alone. I was battling over $110,000 worth of debt, and I'm only halfway there. But that's no small feat. I am so proud of everything that I've accomplished, and I'll get there eventually. There are 2 main ways to tackle debt in a really efficient way. When we talk about efficiency, we want to pay the least amount of money for the shortest amount of time, and that's where the sweet spot is. So the 2 methods that I would recommend are avalanche and snowball. Now for avalanche, you dump in as much money as possible into the debt that has the highest interest rate and the highest amount of money. That's because that debt is going to cost you more money to pay down, so you want to attack it really intentionally first. At the same time, you still want to be making the minimum payments on your other debt so it doesn't continue to accrue interest. Your next option is to do snowball. Now, snowball requires you to attack the smallest debt, so you start to really gain momentum and defeat smaller debts more quickly to keep that excitement up. Eventually, you'll eliminate all of the smaller debts so you can focus on your main debt and really be intentional with that. Or you can do a blend of both. That's what I do. 4, you want to start investing and thinking about your long-term future. But before we get into it, a quick disclaimer. I am not a certified financial planner, tax accountant, or advisor. So please do use this content for educational purposes only and consult a certified professional once you're ready to make financial decisions. I know it's hard to think about where you might be when you're 60, 70, 80, but I'm hoping you're thinking that you won't still be in the workforce because you deserve a break. Something that people don't realize is that our money is actually becoming worth less and less because of inflation. The average is about 2%. So what that means is $20 in 2021 is going to buy you less than what you're purchasing in 2030. The way to combat that is not by leaving your money in a bank account with 0.00 interest. It's by investing in the stock markets or investing in real estate property. Specifically, it should be something that generates additional income for you that you can rely on when you're retired. For me, I'm actually planning to retire early. I'm investing heavily in low-cost ETFs and index funds, and my portfolio is going to generate enough money for me to actually live on that amount when I'm in retirement age. Basically, if you couldn't tell already, patience and consistency are the 2 main pillars of financial wellness. It may seem like a lot right now, but don't feel overwhelmed. Tackle one thing at a time. and make space for yourself to learn from mistakes and learn from other people like me. I know it may seem a little daunting, but by practicing these 4 financial habits all year round, I know we'll get there together.